Hi everyone, it's Marissa and Richard here from Rise High, and today we're coming to you to talk to you about some ways that we help our clients. And one of the things that we love to do at Rise High is help our clients when they are in the stage of their life when they need to upgrade their homes, because we love serving and helping South Australian families. And helping them to upgrade, and Richard did just that recently. So Richard, can you talk to us a little bit about the client that you helped and how you managed to help them?
Absolutely. So I suppose a lot of my network at the moment are starting to have families and growing out to 1 or 2 children, and that has typically meant they're starting to outgrow their space. So I had a client come to me recently, husband and wife with 2 children, and exactly that they've started to outgrow their space. In the last 6 months they've been looking at properties that they'd ideally like, and in that time frame we've been navigating their borrowing capacity, how much deposit we might need to secure a new home, but also the strategy around holding on to their existing property versus selling that, and the pros and cons between doing that for them. So long story short there, we've actually just helped them get their formal approval on their new home, and they've been able to take their children on that journey, which is pretty exciting as well.
That's awesome. It can be such an overwhelming and daunting experience, because generally when people are looking to upgrade, it is also a very tough financial time, because it might be that not both parents might not be full-time working, so they might be down to 1 income or 1.5 incomes. Their children are growing, so there's obviously expenses there, but obviously they're outgrowing their home and looking towards the future and needing more space as their children grow. And we're both parents, so we get, we understand the challenge, from a first-hand perspective. So how did you help to coach and guide your clients through that process and through that emotional journey of, consolidating their finances and making sure that they understood their budget and how they can move forward to achieve their ultimate goal?
Definitely. So I think a couple of points you've made there is, well, we're not just matching a loan to a circumstance and then saying see you later and good luck. I know more about their personal goals and their family goals than a lot of people probably in their personal network, because I'm really curious and keen to know what it is that is driving them at the moment. So we went through a lot of that. What their income's going to look like into the future. Will they be having any more children? Where do they see their kids going to school? Going into that detail, so we knew that we weren't also biting off, okay, if the bank says we can borrow this large amount, is that actually too much for your future budget? So having a lot of those conversations, and then going back to them to say, well, based on what you're telling me, this is what I deem as a reasonable amount for you to spend, and it fit within the property range they were looking for. But really for us, it's about understanding the goals and objectives of the client. So going a bit deeper, it can be easy if we just say, okay, your income's this, let's match a loan, and good luck. But we want to go a bit
and that's probably one of the Rise High differences that you just hit the nail on the head there, is that for us, it's not just a transaction with the loan. It is about really looking at all of asking the long-term questions as well as the short-term questions, so that we can really understand every intricacy. So, how satisfying was it for you getting to the end of that process now, and with the approval that you've just received, to know that, that you've added so much value to their journey in their life?
Yeah, definitely. And with the recent sort of, I suppose, COVID world that we're living in at the moment, where there's some turbulence, we had to navigate through a little bit of turbulence in this application as well, and make sure that we were, extremely diligent with our work in the background to get the approval. So it was really exciting to get it. They were really excited, but furthermore to, I suppose, their future goals, we're actually holding on to an investment property for them rather than selling it to then buy. And the reason they're holding on in the short term at least, so short term being the next sort of 2 to 5 years, is because once we drilled down the numbers, they could see that actually made sense to hold on to, and it wasn't going to bleed money out of their pockets. And whilst the market's a bit turbulent at the moment, it was going to be a huge rush. You can imagine 2 children, husband's working full time, wife working permanent part time, and then having to try and clean up a house that's had 2 kids running around in
It's
it.
a lot. I say that moving house is up there with one of the most stressful life experiences.
Yeah.
So that's fantastic though. Not only have you helped this family to upgrade to a family home that will serve them well in the future,
Yeah.
but you've also helped them to become property investors.
Exactly right.
And help to secure their financial future that way. And that's what we often find, isn't it? That people think that if they want to upgrade, they have to sell their current home.
Yeah.
But when you actually sit down and do the numbers and work out a proper structure,
Yeah.
most of our clients are actually quite surprised at how affordable it is to actually hold on to their current home.
Yeah.
Plus get a new home, and in doing so, they're not only achieving their goal, but they're actually also, securing their future as well.
100%. So now they're very, very happy. I get just as excited when it all goes ahead. So they'll settle next month and move into a new home. They're already planning to paint. They're already planning for new carpets.
That's all the exciting stuff.
All the good
Yeah.
stuff. So it's exciting to watch that unfold
Yeah,
for them.
of course, we'd love to come on your journey with you if you're looking to upgrade your house or need some help in relation to knowing what your next step is.
Yeah.
We'd love to be that partner with you, to sit down with you and go through your goals and dreams, just like Richard has helped this family. So
Absolutely.
thanks for tuning in. We'll see you again next time. Bye.
Thank you.